Hello students, I am again here with you. In the previous video, I talked about Ulysses. While discussing Tennyson's poem Ulysses, I told you about this great mythical figure, Ulysses, as mentioned in Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. Ulysses is a Roman name of Odysseus. Odysseus is a Greek name of the same person. So when I speak about Odysseus, you should think of Ulysses. And whenever I talk about Ulysses, you should keep Odysseus in your minds. Okay? So Ulysses was a man of great intelligence. He was an explorer, an adventurer, a great warrior, full of curiosity, full of unquenchable thirst for knowledge. And this person represents the spirit of Victorian age. People in this age were adventurous. England was a great power, a great empire. It was believed that the sun never set in that empire. So let us discuss this poem line by line. I will tell you about the structure of this poem, why it is called a monologue, and I will also tell you about iambic pentameter. Okay. So this poem was published in 1842. To understand this poem, we should know some basic concepts about, basic concepts about the Victorian era, the spirit of Victorian age, which I have mentioned you briefly. Now, before writing this poem, Tennyson had a very bad experience. He lost his very close friend. And that friend, haunted his mind perhaps while writing this poem also. When he says that, no, I should not stay here any longer. I want to explore the world again. Tennyson wanted to console himself. He wanted to say himself that it is not proper to brood all the time. The whole vast world is lying mysteriously in front of you. You should explore the world of literature. So, Ulysses is staying in the capital of his kingdom, Ithaca. And he says, "It little profits than an idle king by this still hearth among these barren cracks, matched with an aged wife I met and dole unequal laws unto a savage race that hoard, that sleep and feed and know not me. It little profits. It's not beneficial for me to stay here all the time like an idle king doing nothing. Nothing will come out of nothing. Do you know? It's a phrase from King Lear. By this little hearth, among these barren cracks, the capital is surrounded by rocks and hills where nothing grows. The area is barren, near the seashore. And I feel useless, doing nothing, wasting time. What kind of life is this? I cannot continue to live like this. Masked with an old wife, sitting with an aged wife, old wife. I gave out laws. I created laws, made laws, implemented those laws. I met and dole unequal laws unto a savage race. I have been ruling a savage people in this kingdom. The people who have no ambition in their lives, who simply earn money and waste money. They get up in the morning, they sleep at night. They hoard and sleep and feed and no, not me. They do nothing. They even don't know me. The king of this kingdom, their ruler. What kind of people these are? It is pathetic to rule such a people. Such savage people. It doesn't give me pleasure to stay here in this kingdom when I have explored the whole world, when I have made adventures to different places, mysterious places, at mysterious continents, mysterious islands. And now, when the journey is over, I'm sitting here, I'm wasting my time ruling the savage people who don't know me, who don't praise me, who don't appreciate me. So by reading this poem, we will come to know that Ulysses is an egoist. He always talks about himself. He is not interested in his wife, in his son, in his people whom he rules. It's a wonderful situation. I cannot rest from travel. I become habitual of traveling different islands and places and mountains and caves and whatnot. And so I cannot rest from travel. The journey is not over. It should be continuous. It should be lifelong. You know, as I told you in the previous video, Ulysses represents the spirit of Victorian age. The people of that age were restless. They desired, they craved to explore the world, to make more and more adventures, to find out new things. And the result was Industrial Revolution, new laws, and the spread of democratic spirit and scientific spirit and rationality, all these things. I will drink life to the lees. Every drag of life, I want to enjoy my life fully. I don't want to sit here. I don't want to feed a wife, a child, a son, or rule the savage people. I want. Do you know what the lees is? Lees, when you drink milk in a glass, when you finish milk, there are some particles you see at the end. This is the end, you see. So, Tennyson wants to drink the life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly. I have enjoyed the Trojan War. I have enjoyed my adventures, my explorations. Although I sometimes almost lost my lives, although I lost my mariners, my warriors in many battles and adventures, yet I enjoyed those moments when there was activities, different kinds of activities. Now there is no activity. I'm simply ruling the people who don't know me, the people who are selfish, who are absorbed in themselves, who are earning, who are spending, who get up early in the morning and go to bed in the evening. That is their life. What is the sense in ruling such people who are not adventurous? So I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly during my explorations and adventures. I have lost my warriors and my mariners many times, both with those that loved me and alone. I enjoyed life with my warriors, with my warrior friends, and I suffered also with them many times. So I did it, I enjoyed it, and I suffered it along with my friends, and totally when I was totally alone. On shore, at different places, on shore, and when through scudding drifts the rainy Hades vexed the dim sea. Through scudding drifts, the rainy Hades vexed the dim sea. Scudding drifts, the cloudlets, jumping and flying in the sky, vexed the dim sea. Vexed means troubled, the dark seas. When there were thunders, when there was rain, when there were storms, I enjoyed my life and I suffered too. I am become a name. Now I am known everywhere. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known. A person who is always satisfied cannot travel, cannot explore the world, cannot know new things. So if you want to explore the world, if you want to know the world, if you want to see new things in your life, you must have a hungry heart first of all. Like Ulysses. He says that I explored the world with a hungry heart. Much have I seen and known. I have traveled so much that I have seen almost the whole world. But that doesn't mean that nothing is left. cities of men and manners and climates and councils and governments, myself not least, but honored of them all. I have visited many cities, cities of man, cities where different cities where different people have lived. Cities where people with different manners have lived. Cities where different climates and councils and parliaments and assemblies. I have visited courts of various kings. I have seen various governments, well-known, very, very respected kings. Myself not the least, but honored of them all. But that doesn't mean that they are more respectable than myself. I was the most respectable person. I was the most honored of them all. I have seen various kings, various kingdoms, various emperors, and I came to know that I was the most respected king, emperor amongst those I visited. And drunk delight of battle with my peers. Battles were not forced upon me. Instead, I enjoyed the battles. I liked those battles very much. And that's why I won them all. Ulysses, was a great warrior who ruled a small kingdom, Ithaca, and his services were required in the Trojan Wars. And the Greeks came to take him from Ithaca, requested him to go and fight with the Trojan people, Trojan warriors. He went there with them and he fought fiercely and he won the battle by his wit, by his cunning adventures. He constructed a big wooden horse, and this is a long story. He asked the Greeks to enter the hollow horse and then sent the message to the Trojans that he accepted the defeat and he wanted to gift a wooden horse to them. So this went on, and the Trojans took the horse in, and the warriors came out from the horse, the hollow belly of the horse, and attacked those people and destroyed the city. So in this manner, he won the battle of Troy. And he left that place and he left for Ithaca, and there were many adventures, many wars, battles, many things. So he enjoyed all these things. He says that he drank delight of battle with my peers, with my friends.